Hello, hello, hello. Are you all able to hear me okay? Can you all hear me? If you'll just drop in the comments, give me a thumbs up. Let me know all is well on the audio side. I know I have just started this live, so I do want to give people time to connect and to join in. I am so excited to be here with you all, like, really. Sometimes you get nervous before you present and everything. I'm not really nervous. I'm just super excited because I believe what I have to share is going to add value to your life. It's going to be educational. We're going to have fun. And it's just going to be a live conversation helping you as you are choosing, setting up, and maintaining your digital tools. So I am waiting just a few moments. This is our very first YouTube Live. So I do want to welcome you all. Thank you for being with us on this journey. And um, I do want to share that if you see me looking down, it is because I am referencing my notes. Um, my notes are there to help keep me on track and to make sure that I share everything that I intended to share with you that will add value to your personal as well as business life. And so I do like to start on time, so I'm not going to delay much longer. But again, welcome. Thank you so much for being on this journey with us. My name is LaShondra Faines, and I am a self proclaimed digital tools specialist, strategist, right? And I also am a chief collaborative partner and tech virtual assistant at Agents of Grace Network, where we do help business owners on the back end of their business. And so our YouTube channel is solely focused on digital tools and helping you via tips and guides and video trainings and tutorials. So that way you can choose your online tools strategically in your online business. And tonight we are going live to talk about the digital roadmap that I am currently working on, that I have shared low key, but to share how it can help you choose your online tools strategically and help you to understand the importance of choosing, setting it up, as well as maintaining your digital tools. And so that way you can be successful in marketing your products and your services, connecting with your audience, and just with overall productivity and efficiency in your day-to-day business operations. So that is why we are here. I am now going to go ahead and officially start. I'm excited to be here with you all this evening. And I bet some of you are here because you have regretted, right? You've regretted using certain tools that you've invested in. And I know I have, and it's okay. So, what I want to do is start off by just encouraging you that no matter if you chose a tool and you need to make a change or you need to make a switch, it's okay. And for the most part, your choice is probably not detrimental. Like we can choose tools, try them out, see if it works or not. And it won't be detrimental. More than anything, it's probably just time consuming and possibly financially draining. And so that is the good news. So don't be discouraged, even though I know you might be thinking, what? Time consuming, financially draining. Don't be discouraged because the good news is you can't always change. You can't make a switch. Um, and so I have added in the comment section, I've added a poll. So I hope you all can see that. And it's just asking you if you have ever regretted investing in a digital tool. Simple yes or no question. So if you don't mind taking a moment and just taking that poll to share your feedback, I would greatly appreciate it. And while you are doing that, I want to go ahead now and not take for granted that you know what I mean when I say your digital tools, your online tools. So, what I mean by that is we're talking about your business apps, your software, your tech stack, all of the tools that you use and you access it online. So, you're accessing it via your browser, or you might have downloaded it as a mobile app, but you need internet connectivity in order to use it. I'm talking about those tools. That's what I mean when I say digital tools, the digital tools that you're using in your business. And to give you some specific examples, I'm talking about like Trello or Canva, ConvertKit, Meta slash Facebook, YouTube, QuickBooks, Zoom, Buffer, all of those different tools that we use to help us market our products and services, manage our day to day business operations, and to be able to connect with our target audience. That is what I am referring to, those tools. And I do want to take a moment to share a backstory with you because I know you might be wondering, why is she even so passionate about this? Does it really even matter? Just pick one and go with it. Well, I am very passionate about this because I can recall visiting churches, and I can recall frequenting businesses. I can recall visiting different websites, helping out with projects and events. And during those experiences, I've ran into broken links, I've run into broken processes, and I was discouraged. I was frustrated. So let me give you an example. I can recall going to a church and super excited, ready to start volunteering and just getting connected within the ministry. And they had a link that you could go to. You fill out this form to, sign up for whichever teams you would like to volunteer for and connect with. And so I did. I followed the link, I submitted the form, but I never heard anything. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, why do we have this form here if nobody's actually maintaining it, right? On the other end, nobody is monitoring it so that way they can respond when they receive submissions, or they don't have any kind of automation set up to automatically respond to let me know submission has been received, it's under review, something like that. So that way I don't feel like I've just been ghosted or left hanging or flat out just rejected, you know? So it matters that when you are setting up your tools and choosing your tools, it's important that you're selecting the right tools, but you also want to make sure you're maintaining those tools as well, right? That you're following up with your clients and your customers and your members, so that way they're not just submitting things to you and never hearing a response. So those types of things really kind of get my blood boiling because it to me, and there may be those who disagree, but to me, it's not being handled in a spirit of excellence. And that's not to say that there might not be times where there could be a breakdown in the tool itself, the functionality somehow, something kind of breaks and you might have to fix it to get it back up and running. Or, a process, somebody just kind of dropped the ball, they forgot it or something like that. Things do happen. I think we all can understand that no process, no tool, nothing is going to be 100% perfect all the time. Which is why it requires that ongoing maintenance. We have to not only choose the right tools and set it up, but you got to maintain it too. So that way it continues to perform the way that it was originally intended to perform. And so that's pretty much why, I'm very passionate about talking about digital tools, because it's a part of an experience that we offer to our audience, and it matters. As we've heard, a quote that might have been said, that people might not always remember what you said, but they can remember how you made them feel. And so your overall user experience is very important when you're using your digital tools and engaging with your community online. And so that's my story. I just wanted to take a moment to give you a little bit of insight into why this is a topic that I feel very strongly about, and I enjoy talking about and helping others in their business with. I also want to say that I haven't always gotten this right, that I am also in this journey with you all of growing and learning and adding to my knowledge base, and applying what I have learned even in my own business. And so it is a journey, it is a process. We're not here to bash or to put anyone down. We are here to encourage you, as well as to give you tips and guides and tutorials and trainings on how to choose, set up, and maintain your digital tools. And I'm gonna keep saying that. You'll hear me say that very often. um, and here's another reason too that a lot of people might not even consider or have even thought about or heard. And so I believe this is where you'll hear it from first, that when you think about the marketplace, there are certain niches or certain industries or fields that might seem oversaturated. It might seem overcrowded, and you might be looking for ways to stand out. And one way that we hear a lot that you are able to stand out and you really don't worry about who else might be doing what you're doing or similar to what you're doing is because of who you are, right? It's because of who God created you to be. He's giving you unique skills, unique characteristics and personality that nobody else can copy. Nobody else can be you. And that is 100% true and legit. And I would like to also share with you that this might be one of the best kept, I don't want to say best kept secrets, but it's not a secret. It's just something that we may not have just thought about. But another another way that you can stand out is through your digital tools you're using, through the tools that you are using to communicate with your online community, to engage with your target audience, to market and sell your products and services, to run your business. You can stand out by choosing wisely, setting it up strategically, and being faithful and consistently maintaining those tools. It will help you stand out when I'm not going to say all, but when many other businesses might not put as much thought, care, or effort into the tools that they're using, and they're not creating an experience that makes people feel like, oh, it was so easy to contact that business. It was so easy to begin a service with this business. They had their processes laid out. I submitted a form and immediately received an email stating that my form was received, it was under review, or I received my next steps for what I needed to do to continue with my service. Like all those things. I clicked on the link redirected me directly to the page that I needed to go to complete my order without it being a broken link or saying 404 page not found. All those things really do matter. Can you imagine how many people have lost customers, lost business simply because, and I'll share exactly um, an experience that I've had on more than one occasion. I'm online. I'm on this phenomenal site, like beautiful, like eye catching, excellent user experience. I'm scrolling through, I'm reading the copy, it's speaking to me. I'm like, yes, I need this. And so I go ahead and click on the button to take the next step, and nothing, nothing happens. It doesn't do anything, literally nothing. I'm left feeling like, what just happened? Okay. I filled out online forms, submitted it, never heard back from that organization ever. Like, what are you all doing over there? Are y'all just like stealing people's information, or like what's going seriously, what's happening? Um, so making sure that you're setting up your tools completely and not halfway, making sure you have processes in place to be able to respond to incoming leads and inquiries and people who might have questions. So that way we don't feel like you're not legit, because that's kind of what pops into your mind after that. Like, okay, this organization is not legit, even though you might see them out there on social media. Again, like I said, website could be amazing, but I can't move forward with you. And I'm wondering how other people are doing business with you and if this is just a front or a shell or something, you know? So it matters. Another reason why it matters with your online tools is because there are billions of people who connect to the internet every single day. Can you believe that? Like billions of people. And of those billions of people, you have like 5.31 people who are accessing your content on their mobile devices. Okay, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right there. But anyway, people are using the internet to interact and engage with businesses more and more every single day in the billions. So, taking the time now and on the front end to strategically choose your tools, digital tools, and set them up and maintain them, it's going to help you stand out in the long run. It's going to put you in the category of doing business with excellence, which in an oversaturated and crowded market can be one of the things that you leverage as you're marketing your business. So I might have went on a little too long about that, but I hope what I shared added value to you, that it gave you insight. And so as we are choosing, as we are setting up, and as we are maintaining our digital tools, so that way we can market our services and products and engage with our target audience, hello, we are going to look at three questions that are quite common that people have. Okay, people have these, most often what I hear are these three concerns. One, they don't know what questions to ask when they're looking at choosing their digital tools. Two, they don't know what features they may even need when they're choosing their digital tools. And three, they don't know which tools are best to use in their business. And so I want to address those three things right now. Excuse me. And so for the first question, when you don't know what questions to ask. So I am in the process of creating what is called a digital tools roadmap, and I've put it out there low key, just to get some feedback. But this digital tools roadmap, and I'm gonna pull it up really quickly, is a map that will. It would help if I actually show the PDF. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so this digital tools roadmap, if you can see it, it is designed to help you understand what questions you can ask when you're choosing your digital tools. And for tonight, I am going to go over about maybe 3 or 4 questions that you can ask, because within this digital tools roadmap, there are like over like 20 questions that you could ask as you're searching for which digital tools to use. And so when you're looking for those different, again, you're looking to choose your tools, you're looking to set up your tool, you're looking for how to maintain your tool. Here's some questions you're going to ask. Now, here's one question. And I think you probably already asked this question. Everybody does. Is this tool within my budget? So we're definitely always going to want to make sure that the digital tool we're using, that it's first and foremost, that it's in our budget, right? Because if it's not even in our budget, that means we're not going to be able to sustain the use of that tool over time. So it wouldn't be wise to invest in it, right? So that's number one. Two, another question that you may or may not have thought of is this tool offering tech support that is responsive and varied? So, what do I mean by responsive? So, what I would do is, if I'm looking at an online tool that I think that I want to use, I would send a text message via the chat feature that might be in the bottom right hand of the corner of the website. I might send an email if I see an email address where I can contact the company. I'm going to look at the help documentation that they provide, and they might provide it in written form, and they also might have videos. And I'm just going to look at the quality of that. I'm going to look at the quality of the tech support that is offered. I'm going to see how quickly do they respond to a question that I send to them. And so those things matter, because wouldn't it be quite disappointing and frustrating if you invest in this tool and then you start using it, something happens, like maybe a functionality that you're trying to take advantage of or use, it's not working, and you're trying to figure out like what happened, why is this not working? You reach out and you don't hear anything back, or it takes a week before you hear something back. That's frustrating, right? So that's why I would say make sure that tech support is responsive and then varied, meaning, can I call and speak to somebody? Am I able to chat live with a tech support agent? Am I able to watch tutorial videos? Am I able to go through their help documentation? You just want to make sure that it's varied, so that way you're not just depending on one form of getting support from a company. So that's another question you might want to ask. Another question you might want to ask is, you're looking at the longevity. Something that people might not think about is, how long has the software development company been in business, right? Right. It was so hard to get all the tools maintained at once, right? Um, and I'm gonna read through these comments. If I don't go through them right now, I am going to answer these questions as we get closer to the end. So thank you for leaving your comments and sharing your feedback. I'm definitely going to go through it, but it's so true, right? You want to make sure your tech support is varied, that it's responsive, and then you also want to look at the longevity. So if this software development company has only been in business for 1 year or 2 years and they're just starting out, you can look at that in a positive way and you can look at it in a negative way. So, on the positive end, that could mean that you can invest in this tool at a at what you might consider a great rate, right? You might be able to get in at a price point that's very good, because this company is new. They might be offering some of their features in beta, and or because they're new, they're just kind of, building up their client base, so they're not charging full price like some other companies who might be producing that same app. So that's one thing that could be a positive. Also, a positive could be that they're more open and receptive to your feedback, and they might act on it quickly when it comes to the features, because they're trying to do everything that they can to make this app of value to their users. So that could be another positive. And then when you look at it on the negative, if it's a young company and they haven't been around very long, you might have to question whether or not they'll be able to weather the ups and downs of being a new business, right? And so if you invest in the tool too early, and then for whatever reason they're not able to weather, and I'm just calling like the storms, but being a new business, some of the challenges that may come with that, and they go out of business, now you got to find another tool. You have to find another tool to use, excuse me, to use, and you have to think about all the data that you might have shared with them, and now you got to, export all that data. I would just say it's a question to ask when you're choosing your tools. And you can decide whether or not it will be beneficial to you or not. But I think it's important to know that that's something you should look at. Let's look at one more question. So, another question you might want to ask that you might not have thought about is, do you even own your content and your intellectual property that you're sharing if you're using this tool? Now, I'm kind of geeky, so I'm the type that I actually will read the privacy policies and the terms and conditions. I know not everybody might not do that, but I do. um, and so, like, I read some of those terms and conditions, and your content, it might remain your own, but they might can use it in their promotions, like when their marketing efforts, they might use it as a case study. And if you decide to go ahead and use that tool, then you are giving them that right to do so. But what if you don't want them to? Well, there's nothing you can do about it. if you didn't read through the terms of service and the privacy policy to see how they're using your information and how um, they might, yeah, they might actually use it to promote their services. So most of the time, I'm okay with that as long as I maintain the rights and the ownership of all my content that I share with them, that it's mine. But again, it's just a question to ask. So you can weigh in and make a determination for what's best for you and your business. So I hope that was helpful, that there are questions that you can ask to help you when you're on your journey of choosing, setting up, and maintaining your tools. And this digital roadmap that I am in the process of creating as well as perfecting. I will be sharing it soon with you all. So that way, if you would like to download it as a resource, you can do so. So, this is a digital tools roadmap, and it is a guide for you to help you as you again are choosing, setting up, and maintaining your tools. So, the second question that people often ask was about the features. So, this one is fun for me. Again, when I am thinking about, well, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what I don't know. We've heard that said. Well, when it comes to the features, what I do is I open up Google, or you can choose your search engine of choice. And I just type in, let's say we're looking for online communication tools. So I just type in online communication tools. And I might say it in a way of like, uh, a list of online communication tools for business, for small business. And then once the results come in, I just go through and click on the different websites of the tools that it shows me. And I go to those web pages and I will click on pricing and plans, because usually if you click on the pricing and plans, it'll tell you how much it costs, but it'll also tell you, it'll list all the things that you're getting at that price point. Those are the features. Or you might click on a link that's already there that says features, or it might be listed under products. And so you can simply just go through and kind of just like make out a list of things that you might not even knew that you needed as a feature. So, like, it's an online communication tool. You might see that they offer chat, or where you can start video chatting with your internal team. You might see where it offers you capabilities for a whiteboard. So, oh, wow, I didn't know I might need a whiteboard, but this tool is offering me that feature. Yeah, I need that. My team and I do a lot of brainstorming. So, things like that. You didn't know it before you went to that site and clicked on plans and pricing or clicked on features. But now, when you see what they have to offer and you start looking at different tools, you're like, oh, okay. So it's very helpful. So that's how you can find the features that you might need. And then for the third one is when people might feel like, well, I don't know which tools are the best to use. So what I often do is I'll type in on Google again, or your search engine of choice. I'll just type in um, top online communication tools or best communication online tools, and just see what comes up, to see what all of our peers and what others are saying about tools, and looking at the ratings. And from there, I start to compare like the tools that keep showing up over and over and over on the different web pages that I visit. And I start from there, and I start narrowing it down even more by looking at the pros and the cons. So now, if I have two online communication tools, let's just say in project management, let's say I have Trello and Slack. Those two Trello and Asana. Those two keep coming up over and over and over again as being the best project management tools, the best out there. Now I'm going to do another search that says pros and cons of Asana, pros and cons of Trello, and just kind of see from there what people are saying that the pros and cons are. And so, again, these are all the different ways that you can use to help you narrow down and choose the best tools for you and your business. So that is what I had to share today with you all. I do see that there are comments and questions in the comment area, and I want to take time now to go through those and answer those. So thank you so much for attending and just hanging out with me this evening. So I see here we have in bed during COVID. We were saying it was so hard to get all the tools maintained at once. Oh my God, I know. You really do have to plan. You have to have a plan so that way you can be strategic when it comes to your tool maintenance. And then I see that you have said customer service is a big thing. A lot of times you don't know if the tool offers phone support because you see many in your face and they try free retargeting and they turn out that they don't even talk to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when you're in the shopping phase, it's so good to be able to like take advantage of the trials that they offer and to just send like test questions to tech support just to kind of gauge their responsiveness and to look at how well they're able to support you based on whatever questions you have already about the platform. And if it's lacking at that stage, you might want to go ahead and say, okay, thank you, it was good to learn about a new one, but you might want to keep looking, right? And then we also have, which makes the learning curve even longer. Right. So the tech support, the help documentation, the video tutorials that they might offer, you're looking for the quality of those, because if it's good quality, then you can quickly get up and running and it won't take you as long when you're setting up that tool. So I agree with you on that one, on that point. And then we have some of the biggest are now only email and chat, but charge you hundreds a month. Then they aren't even tech like GoDaddy. They don't walk you through anything. LOL, they admit it not knowing. Okay, so I get what you're saying there. So most are only email and chat. So when we're searching, we definitely want to just make a determination if we're okay with that, if that level of support will be enough for us in our business. And then when you have tech support, they don't walk you through anything. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sometimes you may have to talk to more than one person. I mean, I find myself sometimes hoping like, okay, please let me speak to somebody who is going to want to actually take the time to help me figure out what the problem is. And so I get exactly what you're meaning. And I have heard some people say at times on tech support, oh, I'm new, or, I'm not sure about that, which, I mean, if you're in tech support, I get it. Sometimes we might not know something, but it's just very helpful to know that on the front end so that way we can determine if we want to even, again, go with that company and use that tool. Because when I call tech support, I'm like expecting you to know what you're talking about, right? I'm expecting you to be able to help me solve my problem. I'm so happy that you are loving this and that you have attended. And you said, so glad I found this and it's a blessing. Well, you know what? I am so excited that it's a blessing for you. That was my heart. That was my prayer, that when I showed up, that what I was sharing would add value and would be of help and support. So thank you so much for sharing that feedback. I really, really appreciate it. And then I believe the last comment I see is, can I please get on your email newsletter list so I can get notifications about your book guide release? Yes. And I miss thousands of YouTube notifications like I'm sure most do. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking. And I think the easiest way for you to get on my email list right now would be for you, if you don't mind, if you're comfortable with just dropping your email address in the comment, and you will be added to my email list. So hope I, again, have answered all of your questions and I've responded to all of your comments. If I did not, please let me know so that way I can share that with you. Let me see, in bed during COVID. Yep, I think I did answer all of the questions and responded to all of the comments. And you know what I can do too, if you give me a moment, because you may not feel comfortable sharing your email, and I do not blame you at all. I'm going to send you a link to my portfolio, and you can follow the contact information at the end of that. Um, so if you give me one moment, I will share that link with you before we conclude. And if you have any other comments or questions, please feel free to share it while I pull this up for you. Thank you so much for joining in and participating. I believe I saw where you also responded to the poll. I'm almost there with my link. All right. So here's the link for anyone who would like to send me an email or reach out. It's a link to my capabilities deck. All right. Well, that is all. I am going to go ahead and end this live unless anyone else has any comments or value adds. Give you a moment to be able to click on the link. You are very welcome. All right. So I do not hear, or rather see, sorry, I don't see any other comments. So I am going to go ahead and end it. Were you able to follow the link? Let me just be sure before I end this live stream. Yes. Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, I don't see any other comments or questions, so I am getting ready to go ahead and end this live. Again, thank you all so much for attending our first one. I look forward to coming back with and being with you again live in the future. But until next time, I pray that you all take care, stay safe, stay healthy, healthy, stay healthy, and grace and blessings to you always. Have a good night.